In September of 2011, members of an Amish community in Ohio were held against their will. The hair and beards of 2 women and 6 men were forcibly cut by other members of the Amish community. There were 5 attacks in 3 months in 4 different Amish settlements.
A similar hate crime occurred in Pennsylvania in December of 2012. Derek Taylor Holt broke into the home of 3 Mennonite women, aged between 84 and 90. The women were tied up and attacked with a stun gun for no reason other than their Mennonite status. Hair is religiously symbolic in the Amish faith. This was a religious hate crime organized by Amish Bishop Samuel Mullet Sr. Mullet was preaching a different religion than others in different communities. He felt threatened by other Amish members, so he persuaded 15 of his followers to commit these crimes. Beards on men and long hair on women are symbols that represent the religious beliefs. They do this because of many suggestions in the Bible. Men and women start growing their hair after marriage, and it is extremely offensive in the Amish culture to cut it. However, Mullet's son had a different perspective.
The beard, what it stands for me, what I know about it, once you're married, you grow a beard. That's just the way the Amish is.
The Amish are a religious group that practice Anabaptist Christianity. It started in 1693 in Switzerland by Jacob Ammon. The Amish started to emigrate to North America in the 18th century to avoid war and religious persecution. Today, the Amish mainly live in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, and Kansas. They follow the rules and expectations outlined in a book called The Org Nun. The values that are most present are humility, family, community, calmness, and separation. They are known for not using electricity, as they believe that it takes away from family and community. The Amish believe in individual Bible study and living a life free of sin. Their church is different in every community. However, it usually consists of 1 bishop, 2 to 4 preachers, and 1 elder. The assailant was Samuel Mullet Sr. Mullet is the leader of the Bergholz clan, which is a suspected Amish cult in Ohio. In this clan, it was not uncommon for Mullet to punish those who disobeyed him or ignored his beliefs. In one instance, men who ogled non-Amish women were confined to chicken coops. Women were also punished for no reason other than their gender. Mullet would rape many women in order for them to be cleansed. One of these victims was Mullet's own daughter-in-law. Mullet justifies his punishments by claiming that religion should have the same respect as the law.
It's a cult. Their minds were programmed in the wrong way by Sam Mullet, so we feel like these people are very deceived and they are actually victims of Sam Mullet.
Mullet was extremely prejudiced in this case. The only reason for the beard-cutting attacks was a difference in religion. Mullet punished those who defied his own religion by effectively eliminating something very valued among the Amish community, which is their beards and their long hair. It is important to remember that the cutting of the beard is shameful. This discrimination is sickening. This act was not performed because of the victims' actions, it was just their beliefs. Now, the victims have no self-worth because long beards are also a symbol of community and membership to an exclusive group. Their dignity has been stripped, and they are not seen as a member of the Amish community anymore. They look like any other citizen. It is almost impossible to believe that someone could be as ethnocentric as Mullet, that someone is so audacious enough to disrespect another religion just because it is unlike their own.
Sam Mullet didn't like to be crossed, and he was very good at manipulating his followers. In some perverted way, they thought they were helping the victims by bringing them closer to God.
Samuel Mullet was experiencing an inferiority complex. He wanted to be superior to the religious groups in other communities. He felt that he could do this by stripping them of their physical links to their religion and therefore make himself religiously superior. The people that he targeted were ones who argued his leadership.
The Amish are very separate to modern society. Therefore, they like to solve their own problems without any interference from outside sources. The Amish are known for shunning people who offend any of their values or beliefs. It is their form of punishment. When the beard-cutting incidents first took place, the Amish did not want to contact the police. They eventually did because they did not want this to happen to others. Even after contacting the local police, there were more attacks. This is when the government stepped in and concluded that this was a hate crime. A group of Amish leaders were aware of Mullet's unusual beliefs before the attacks, but after the beards were sheared, the government decided that the attacks were too serious to ignore. It was a fine line to walk, considering the importance of respecting the Amish culture. A secret agent working on the case said that victims cooperated because they didn't want this to happen to other people. Some even had to testify against their own children. For her to deal with these conflicts internally, the fact that they did not go to the police shows how serious they view these acts. I was told the bishops decided to go to law enforcement not because they were humiliated, but because they viewed the potential future threat from Sam Mullet as something that needs intervention from law enforcement.
You have your laws on the road in the town. Somebody doesn't obey them, you punish them. But I'm not allowed to punish the church people. I just let them run over me. If every family would just do as they please, what kind of church would we have?
Violent assaults are not a form of religious expression. The actions of the defendants were designed to terrorize the victims, desecrate sacred symbols of their faith, and interfere with their right to worship.
For this hate crime, Sam Mullet received 15 years in prison. His 15 followers received lesser sentences, ranging from 1 year and 1 day to 7 years. Because of these lengthy prison sentences, society has attempted to ensure that this hate crime will not happen again.
You're lost in alone. No, you're sinking like a stone. Carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground and carry on. Oh, my head is on fire, but my legs are fine. After all, they are mine. Lay your clothes down on the floor. Close the door, hold the phone. Show me how. No one's ever gonna stop us tonight.
If you wanna be my lover,